Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. It's Monday the 3rd of November. Thanks again for watching. Just before we get on to take a quick look at the CFS, just wanted to show you the NAO and the Arctic Oscillation forecast for the next few days. Now you get these from the WeatherWeb site. Go to weatherweb.net, takes you to the home page, which is there, which is where you are at the moment. Click on to charts, and then down the left hand side here, if you click on to under GFS Ensemble, click on NAO and Arctic Oscillation, or click on NAO, and that gives you the prediction of the North Atlantic Oscillation for the next 14 days. It's this bottom chart that we're interested in, and the prediction is the line you can see just in there, that solid line, and you can see there how that's forecast to be bouncing around neutral territory over the coming 14 days into positive territory at times. So it's kind of building on the idea of a westerly flow across the Atlantic being fairly strong, so hinting that the unsettled conditions continue. The Arctic Oscillation, very similar. If you click on AO there under GFS Ensemble, gives you the Arctic Oscillation, and that is well within positive territory. So all that cold air up at the pole that's gathering at the moment is being held there, not getting southwards, and we continue with this probably fairly mild Atlantic flow. Now, just been taking a look at the CFS in 5-day chunks. This is from Levi Cowan's site, tropicaltidbits.com. This is for the next 5 days, and it's 500 millibars anomalies. Notice the trough here, look, across Europe still, the ridge out towards the east. We've got the ridge off towards the west as well, but that trough extending down through the UK into central and western parts of Europe, continuing the unsettled weather that we have at the moment, continuing that for the next few days. If we go on to days 6 to 10, so this is going up to the 13th of November, and again, look, still got the trough, we've got the ridge out towards the east, we've got the ridge off towards the west, but still that trough is in situ. However, notice that the ridge trying to get into the east of the UK, so we're picking up probably there more of a south-south westerly flow. So it's going to be these western areas always at risk of seeing more of the rain, but that's quite an extensive trough that's forecast out towards the west, so little change and staying overall relatively mild. As we get into the third period, so this is days 11 to 15 going up to the 18th of November, and notice here, look, if we just go between the two, let me just get those lined up for you. So that's the previous one, that's this one, and notice how, look, how the trough that we've got across the eastern states. So this trough here, lying through the eastern states, which incidentally plunges, according to the CFS, some pretty cold air here, getting into the northern parts of the states and into Canada. But notice what happens, as a link takes place between those two in that 11 to 15 day period. So this is up to the 18th of November. Look, it kind of weakens off the reach that's in the Atlantic. Still got the trough across the eastern states. And what it does, it tries to pump in a little bit more cold air into that trough, strengthens it, or tries to strengthen it off the western coast of Iberia, and allows the ridge here to get back in. So it's trying to get it back in. Now the CFS is kind of redeeming itself a little bit at the moment for the forecast that it was making through the summer. So I'm starting to take a little bit more notice of this, but what this probably hints at is that during this period, eastern parts of the country, perhaps northern and eastern Scotland, as well as eastern England, could go a little bit drier, but more southern and western areas stay in the unsettled conditions. May become cooler across Scotland as well, but elsewhere temperatures near normal. And then we get into the 16 to 20 day period from the 18th of November through to the 23rd, and this one then pushes the ridge back a little bit further east. Look, got the trough still off here across the western parts of the UK, so again we stay with this west to southwesterly flow overall across the country, and I think that really maintains the mixed conditions. And then for the final period, so this is day 21 to 25, which is up to the 28th of November, this one tries to get the ridge building across Europe again, flattens it out a little bit, brings the trough into the Atlantic here. So we're seeing that sort of pattern taking place, which would lead to dry conditions across much of England, Wales, and probably eastern parts of Scotland. I guess that we're not looking there at a cold high, so we're not looking at a particularly frosty cold high at the end of the month. But of course we'll be at the end of November by then, so the days really are shortened. So we probably would be looking at frosts of some sort but probably daytime temperatures sort of 7s or 8s, you would say, probably across England, Wales, parts of eastern Scotland. Still probably some outbreaks of rain getting into western parts of Ireland, but just some hints there of slightly cooler weather at the end of the month. Now, this is how the temperatures are seen. Again, let me just show you how to get to this. Go to the WeatherWeb homepage, click on charts. Down the left-hand side here, look, it says CFS long range. Click on that. Okay, and these are all the CFS forecasts. So if you come down, you get city temp forecasts. So these are the temperature forecasts. I'm going to click on Birmingham and just show you this one, because this is the forecast for the next 45 days for Birmingham. And you notice here, look, you could almost just run a line through there up to the end of November, look, and then we just go cooler here. So cooler from that sort of 22nd period onwards. Takes a dip in temperature, but notice these spikes, look, that are here into the early part of December. Indicative again that some cooler air tries to get in, it retreats, tries to get in, and it retreats once again. So I think what we can say is probably that we've got some fairly stable-ish sort of temperatures going up, let me get rid of that for you, going up until the 20th, 21st. Then we go a little bit cooler at the end of the month, and then we need to watch out for some temperature changes getting into the early part of December. Well, that's what the CFS is hinting at. We got the ECM WF32s out later on today, so it'll be interesting to see what they're picking up on as well. But I'll leave you with that for now. Thanks again for watching. Whatever you do, have a fantastic day and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.